Hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievably whipping here. We are crazy rain. I'm tucked in the truck here perfectly.
Storm clouds moving in.
But man, I got some video footage. Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside. Let me see if I can. You just wouldn't believe how much rocking the truck is doing. Oh shit! Oh, crap. Lost my damn door on me.
Then it's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
It's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry.
Tremendous amount of
they try to hide.
wind coming in.
Just look on Mike's page. Drunk doggy
Currently.
nationwide.
I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries. But
Well, the always be some. They don't understand. Mike's got
semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet. And the trees beside me are completely sideways.
You want to know it first, and you want to know it right, and you want to have time to play.
I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is a tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts.
Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm, if it's gonna be a hurricane.
I got the back turned right now, and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
Yeah, here in Mike's Bay, Drunk Donkey Nation cry.
All right, I'm gonna look at.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. How's it going? How is everybody doing on a Tuesday edition of the Daily Brew? Yeah, weather's coming. Everybody's talking about it. I'm reading the comments, patiently waiting. Upper Gulf getting some rain now. Jason from Slidell, Louisiana, home of Zeta, Hurricane Zeta. Good morning, Bruno Jones. Good morning, Mike E. Good Bob Parrish, Kimberly, Mr. James Fort. What's cooking, buddy? How's it going? We got little Hunter. We got the dogs back today. We'll do Hunter today, and we'll do Louie tomorrow. Make it come back tomorrow for Louie. Oh man, I'll have to count down on. That's twice I've done that in a week. Good morning, Mr. Eric. What's up, Mr. Bob? Hey, Mary and Candy. Loretta Reed. Good morning. Amy Overcast, Gainesville. We were just in Gainesville, Newberry. Sunday, that frontal line was like stuck over top of us in Newberry. It was kind of chilly and misty and foggy. Somewhere around Spring Hill, it broke, and it was 81 and sunshine. I knew we were going to get to the other side. Break on through to the other side, right? Good morning, Mr. Harold from Idaho. Taco Tuesday. Dan from Cozumel. Getting ready to get some rain down there, it looks like. Keith, looks like a lot of rain rolling in. We're going to talk about all that for sure. Sarah from Puerto Rico. Pretty cool. 55 degrees in Louisiana, Jason. That's pretty chilly. That's almost like snow. Oh, man. All right, so this is our Daily Brew. I'm coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. We're home of Hunter and Louie. Kind of cloudy outside. Our Daily Brew brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Opening up stores left and right. They had big grand opening this week. Coming to a city near you. But we appreciate all that they do for us and all of you MWPs out there. So, our little story real quick. Mr. Reed, how's it going back to Tennessee? Good morning, Miss Shelly Ross. How's it going over there? V Flood. So Julie's off for 2 weeks. We've been putting off getting carpet for our bedrooms. We've lived here now 15 years. And as you all remember Rusty, right? Rusty was the big Labrador that was blind. Well, he peed in the house a lot. We've been dreading the day of getting new carpet. Luckily, most of the house is wood and tile, but we got the carpet coming Friday. So we might not be live Friday. Bottom line, I might be disappearing because I do not want to be here for that. They take all the furniture, and I'm like, I don't even want to be here for that. I was here for the kitchen remodel years ago, if you all remember that. But anyway, so Julie's getting excited, cleaning the bedrooms up. We got so much junk. We look like a garage sale out in front of our house. We just put on our little message, our little HOA board that free. Everything's free. We're just cleaning shop. We'll see, Shelly. Maybe I might do it from the motorhome. But anyway, Rusty was the big dog. He was fun. I'll miss that boy. Melissa, you got a fan, Hunter? Melissa says, hey. Hey, Miss Katie Haley. Yeah, Rusty was a good dog. What are you? You're a good dog, too. These guys play like you wouldn't believe in the mornings. They just go to town, man. And then all of a sudden, he just plops down. He's done. Julie threw away a bunch of his toys, and he looked like a little kid today. He was so sad. Every toy that Julie threw out, he went and grabbed and pulled back out of the bag. It doesn't matter what toy just like a kid, whatever toy he doesn't have, he wants. All right, you go say goodbye. We got to talk about weather. Say bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Say wave. Bye-bye. It's good to have him home. Good to have him home. All right, so here's the weather. We're going to talk weather and talk to people. First and foremost, my buddies at Furman shared this today. This is on X. It's also on Facebook. Furman has a French Bulldog, which of course I love. I didn't even read this yesterday, but they were doing a giveaway, a free generator giveaway. Okay, so if you're on X, Instagram, I didn't check Instagram. I'm assuming it's on Instagram. Definitely Facebook, definitely X. In honor of World Kindness Day, all they're doing is have you tag somebody and tell them why they deserve a free generator. And they're going to announce it on 11/17. So, cool little promo from my good buddies at Furman giving away, not the dog, but the generator. The dog costs more than the generator, trust me. You can buy 5 of these for one of these. It's a 5-for-1 sale. All right, so here's a tropical update. Obviously, everybody's talking about the Gulf. Everybody's talking about the Florida low. Everybody's talking about that. We do have this area down in the Caribbean expected to possibly become vents. The NHC chances are 70%. We're going to show you all the models here in a little bit. Most of the models keeping it kind of weak. Good news, nothing like too majorly strong. What's going on here, which is really interesting. So if you remember, this lingering front that we had almost a week now, right? Now we got a low pressure area that is now kind of like going to do that. Well, this is going to kind of follow suit with that. So there's a lot of instability. This kind of helps save the day here, the Gulf low. So far, this little guy is not showing up as anything too strong because we got this big old mess in the Gulf not too far away. They're kind of mixing together. There's a lot of moisture, though. I know we got a lot of people in Jamaica and Hispaniola that watch us, and a lot of people in the all the islands down there. It could be a pretty big, significant flooding event, but we'll get into that. I want to show you some precipitable water maps. So we'll get into all that. So be patient. We're going to talk about the area next to us or close to home, but I do have a couple things left on it. Here's the ensembles on Weather Nerds, just kind of showing you the general flow. A lot of y'all on cruises. Listen, most of the models are showing it somewhere between here and here on Sunday. Somewhere in here. So more than likely, Saturday, it's going to be racing away from the Bahamas. And by Sunday, it might be by Bermuda, close to Bermuda, So if you're going to the Caribbean this weekend, this thing should be out of here. Now there's a frontal line coming, other stuff, but if you're worried about what this is, it looks like it's going to be somewhere around here, like Sunday AM, maybe. I mean, that's all guessing, but this is kind of the trend. So it is going to kind of get pulled up and out of here quick. Got a lot of wind out here, though. It's going to be a little rocky leaving the Cape the next few days. I'll be honest with you. That's not good. Real quick on the Euro, just to follow up on that, just kind of show you the latest on that. So we're going to talk about the Florida blob. A lot of stuff coming the next couple of days here around Florida. And then a possible East Coast skirt with a frontal line approaching. Here's whatever down here by Jamaica. So Thursday, Friday, a lot of rain across the islands, Jamaica especially Thursday, Friday. Bahamas Saturday morning. And then by Saturday night, whatever it is expected to be way up here, getting close to Bermuda. Now, notice the latest Euro is weaker, but you can just see how everything kind of gets together. It's kind of like Three's Company, man. You got Jack, Janet, and who was the third one? Who was the blonde? Who was Suzanne Summers? So you got Jack, Janet, Chrissy. It's Three's Company. You got front, Florida low, and maybe Vince going on out of here. And then we're going to talk about something else coming. All right, so here's the current look. We're going to dive right into the Gulf low. Chrissy. Did y'all like Chrissy better or the nurse, the other one, the tall lady? I thought Chrissy was kind of funny with the ditzy blonde. I liked Don Knotts. Didn't like the other guy as much. Morning, Mr. Mike Soul, Venture Realtor. Good morning. Tampa rains, maybe. We're going to talk all about that now. Lobster pocket. Lobster sounds good right now. Ian, it's warm. You know what that means. Moisture's coming. We're going to talk about all that for you here in a little bit. A lot of flood watches here in Florida. We're going to get on the immediate concern. All right, so here's what's bubbling. This is an old frontal line. You can see the thing really popping here. Severe storm threat. I was a little surprised. They're still only showing light green. Great news, but some of the Euro is still showing a chance for tomorrow and Thursday, some thunderstorms in the peninsula of Florida. So that might get changed. But there you go. That's what it looks like in the Gulf right now. This is the current outlook for tomorrow. Unfortunately, we got a flood watch up. This is South Florida. Heavy rain. I'm going to show you here. Little concerning, some of these totals that are coming in from the GFS Euro, NAM, Icon. I'll show you two of them here in a second, and then we'll dive into that even more. But we do have a yellow slight flood risk tomorrow for a big part of the southeast coast of Florida. This was my graphic I shared this morning. This is a blend of models showing you Florida rains. So a couple inches, been very confident in the panhandle. It's coming. Then we get this pivot thing where this system actually, the weirdest thing ever, it comes to Florida and then it kind of like does this. And when it does that, all this rain actually goes around and kind of comes in on the backside here to southeast Florida. So west, central, west parts of Florida, you might get denied. I mean, it's showing 1 inch in Pinellas, 1 inch in Tampa, maybe. But, man, the biggest stuff is definitely along the East Coast. Anything red's about 2 inches. So, yeah, right. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. The map that I was a little startled with this morning was these rainfall total maps. And what's going to happen here, we're going to have a low pressure system setting up right off the coast somewhere over here. And what that's going to do, it's going to change the flow up and bring in a lot of potential for some rains. And depending on where this low pivots around at, you know, we got the Keys 1.5, 1.9, Marathon 2.9. I mean, there's some pretty hefty rain total showing up, 2.9 in Largo or Key Largo. But look at Miami. This is 7 inches. Fort Lauderdale, 6.8. This is on the GFS. The Euro's just a tad to the north, but we're seeing 4, 4.5, 5. This yellow area is 6, 7. So depending on where this thing goes, somebody down there is going to get a lot of rain in a short amount of time. So that's definitely something to watch. We get these rain trains where that little system just sits there. We saw it earlier in the year with Fort Lauderdale, and we just get this flow in, and it doesn't move. So there's some good chances we could see some big rains here to watch out for. And then, so I don't forget, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. There is a sign of a big front coming down middle of next week. Some of the models are showing some good snow chances in the Northeast. They're been off and they've been on, but what is consistent is a big dip in the jet with a 500 millibar possible cutoff low, they call them, coming back on behind this. If we get a little cutoff low here, that's El Nino. We're seeing the signs of Gulf blob storm action, and we could see a little something popping here that's going to come up to the southeast more into the following weekend after Thanksgiving. So lots of weather down the road to talk about for next week with this next front. It's very interesting. But as far as storms go, let me show you to be clear. This is the storm chances for today. South Florida, lower Louisiana. Light green is just normal thunderstorms, nothing too organized. Tomorrow, just upper Gulf, Florida Peninsula. This is Wednesday, Thursday, the same with that. So, nothing too severe according to the Storm Prediction Center, but some of the maps are showing a little more chance for some severe weather as this blob pivots in around Florida Wednesday into Thursday. So I want to show you that. Let's look at some radar, see what we got currently going on. I got a really cool radar site. I shared it this morning. Somebody tagged me where I get it from. So if you go to more radar right here, this is a current look that you can zoom in on. Really cool, and get a little bit more accurate radar imagery. You can actually get rainfall totals for the last 48 hours. This is where I get all my rainfall total maps, which is really nice to use. So here's what Texas got. Houston was denied. I know I had a lot of people posting. Still got maybe an inch or so. Yellow area's got 2.5 to 3 inches, so that wasn't too bad. We're going to see what happens now that we got this blob over the northern Gulf. We'll see what happens. So far, it looks pretty light, I hope the models weren't. This is the last 6 hours, last 12 hours. So maybe they got an inch or two. So yeah, at least they might have got a little bit. I mean, that was kind of what the models showed. Models were a little more aggressive, showing maybe 2 inches, 3 inches. But hopefully that's correct. And the green areas are close to 1 inch across Louisiana and Mississippi. So that's what we're looking at now. We're going to see long range what's going to happen. We can pull that up here in a second. Let me pull up the current HRR. So a little perk with this time change is we used to have to wait till about toward the end of my little show gig thing here for the HRR. Now that we're an hour earlier, the HRR in all models run a day early. Or an hour early, not a day earlier. That'd be like psychic. So the 12Z's already run. So it's kind of what the future modeling is expecting for the next 48 hours. So still going to get some sporadic rains, hopefully, to Louisiana, New Orleans, Mississippi there, Alabama. This is this afternoon. We're starting to see a flow of rain coming in ahead of this thing for South Florida. Could see some storms popping along the Florida West Coast. This is later today, Tuesday. A lot of juice. We can start to see some sort of spin here. There is signs of a low pressure area. Actually, like a little eye-like feature right here tomorrow morning. Not expected to be anything tropical, but then we get the secondary surge come around from the bottom side, and you'll see it kind of push in from the southwest up into southern Florida. This is tomorrow morning, which is pretty hefty, right? There's a lot of stuff out there brewing tomorrow morning, this time tomorrow. And then there's a good chance some of the stuff goes into Wednesday night. There's these rains rotating in now in South Florida, heavy rain. Still some heavy rain along the Florida Panhandle tomorrow night. Still heavy rain for South Florida, and this is where the thing pivots around and we start to see things drying out. So Tampa, West Coast, your best chance for rain is today and tomorrow. By tomorrow night, late into Thursday, it looks like things start to reduce. But look at this little low setting up now. This is going to be really curious because it's not tropical, but man, look at that little guy. Man, we're talking some big rain possible down in the South Florida here. As we get into tomorrow and Thursday. But I mean, this is heavy, this is where we might get these rain trains. Here's overnight Wednesday, we start to get these things just rotating in, and there's your rain. Could be heavy rain all the way through to, this is the HRR, this is not the Euro. So all of them are showing this right here. Lots of rain incoming. This is early Thursday morning. So we'll see what happens there with that for sure. So again, which is cool on the Windy app, I don't know if you got to pay for it or not, but if you zoom in on it, you can get rainfall totals and go out, 3 days and, Fort Lauderdale 4, we go a little higher up, 4, 6, 6 inches around Lake Okeechobee. This is all going to be dependent, of course, on where our little setup, comes in at. But you go to the HRR next 48 hours. I mean, there's some 11.3 for Fort Lauderdale. Look at that. This is the HRR showing. Well, now it's 10.95. I don't know why it changed, but 11 inches. 8.6 in Boca Raton. 10 in Pompano Beach. I mean, that's a lot of rain. This is the next 48 hours. So you got to believe the models are correct. Now, we got folks in the Bahamas watching too. My graphic this morning didn't really show it, but look at that, Freeport, 5 inches. So Nassau's 3 inches possibly. So even the Bahamas is going to get it. This is the GFS. Now, the GFS is showing pretty high numbers. Miami Shores, 7. Pembroke Park, 7. 7 for Fort Lauderdale. So there's going to be some significant. If this verifies, that's the big story. There's going to be rain. Everybody been to Allenstown? I didn't even know there's a little airport, Bimini Airport. Look at that. Does anybody live there? Is that like a? Well, there's houses there. Well, that's neat. That'd be a cool place to go. A little place stuck out right here in nowhere. I didn't even know it was there. 7 inches of rain there too, though. So that's the bottom line on that. The icon's showing, 5. NAM showing 4, 5. So anyway, a lot of rain coming. It does appear West Coast still has a chance. Here's the storms we're talking about now. So could be some thunderstorms later today. We'll see about that. Maybe tomorrow. Here's overnight. We could get this little low pressure spinning up. Nothing tropical, but there is a low. That means we got flood advisories up there in upper Louisiana as this thing rotates. So this is late tonight, midnight. You can see the low pressure spinning. So we could still see some continued action coming in towards Louisiana and upper Gulf Coast. Then we get to tomorrow morning. There's little low spin in there. Potential for some storms coming in off of the Gulf for the Panhandle tomorrow morning. And then here's that whip that we keep showing. So whatever here, tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, it looks like that's the best chance for some heavy rain across the Florida West Coast. This has been really consistent showing up for Wednesday night. So, this is the Euro. I mean, it's saying it could have some thunderstorms tomorrow night. This is actually overnight. This is like midnight tomorrow night going into Thursday. But then you'll see this weird little pivot thing where this comes here, we get more action, pulls up here, then we're going to get a low setting up here, and it's going to change things. And then as we get into Thursday, here's that new low setting up off of Miami Thursday afternoon, and these are the big rains you're going to now start to watch. And this has been extremely consistent. And what's also consistent is another thing. So we got a front coming down close to the weekend. This is a frontal line. This is going to get pulled up into it. Some of the models have had this thing actually deepening towards the northeast, kind of like a nor'easter. So here's Friday night. Could get some coastal rain Friday night into Saturday is our sloppy low. This is the Florida low. This isn't the area the NHC's watching. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. This is the first low, the Florida low. And you can see, you know, just all this junk just comes along, merges that frontal line. This is Saturday morning. And it kind of gets on out of here fast, but 988, you know, there's some snow showing up, possibly from the northeast. So the Florida low skirts the coast Saturday, 3 p.m. here. And guess what? By Sunday, it's pretty much long gone, 10 in the morning. So Florida low has a chance of bringing some East Coast weather as it skirts up, possibly blending as a nor'easter. The GFS was a little more aggressive as usual. Here's that Florida low getting tight early Thursday morning off the coast here. That's heavy rain starting to come in Thursday morning. And you can see it kind of deepens it a little bit, which, you know, with the Gulf Stream, could get a little feisty with some storms. Here's 998 pressure Thursday night. And then it starts to skirt the coast. So, you know, Friday we can still see some rains. The Euro's showing it, you know, a little slower, but still in the Friday time window. So here's Friday night. Storms rotating in towards the East Coast Friday night. Possibly Outer Banks. You go to the GFS a little faster, but still could be sneaky. This is Friday 2 p.m. So there's only like a 6 to 8 hour window difference between the two. But the Florida low skirts, we could have some sneaky little action there towards the coast line. And then here's Saturday morning. That thing races out of here. Merges with our front. Now look, here's Massachusetts. You know, Saturday morning we could still see, you know, some big rains possibly. New York, as this thing skirts and merges with that frontal line. This is a rain map, so that's some pretty heavy rain into Maine. This is Saturday, 1 p.m. Euro's kind of doing the same thing. So that is a very, very interesting weather pattern shaping up once it exits Florida. So today, it's only Tuesday, right? So here's our rains blowing in. This is why we have coastal flood advisories up for lower Louisiana. This low pressure system is going to just kind of huddle around for a little bit overnight tonight. And then by tomorrow, you know, the Euro is showing some weird low pressure, but it's not tropical in nature. But it's, I don't know. But we're going to have some big winds here rolling in on the coastline of Louisiana, Mississippi there, maybe a little bit, but mainly as the winds rotate in off the Gulf. So that's tonight, overnight, you know, wow, right? And then still getting some big winds on the East Coast. This is pretty strong today, 40 mile an hour, 39 mile. I mean, very windy day across the Florida East Coast going on right now. So all this gets sucked up into this low tonight. And then tomorrow, more winds blowing here in Louisiana. I mean, it's going to be very windy here across lower Louisiana. This is tomorrow morning. Again, this isn't organized. This is just what the Euro is showing for low pressure surface winds. But there's our winds tomorrow. Very windy day across the Florida Peninsula. We get into Thursday. Here's where things start to change a little bit. There's our new low. And again, depending on where this low is who gets the big rains and the winds. Somebody asked me this morning about the Keys. Well, the Keys aren't really showing up in any of this because A, all these big winds are staying to the north because they're wrapping around whatever's out here for now. And then once our low gets set up over here, the low's going to be out here and most of the winds are going to be coming in around the top side. So somebody was asking about the Keys, and the Keys aren't going to have a lot of wind. So, you know, again, if you're cruising, you know, here's Thursday. There's your big winds. I mean, you could get quite 58 mile an hour wind gusts in Port St. Lucie. This is crazy, right? So this is what a few Mets have been posting. They're worried about is this rain training blowing in and just sitting right here. You know, this is Thursday, 7 a.m. These are winds, 39, 42. These are wind gusts, a little dramatic, but we can still see sustained winds pretty high, you know, into 30s, you know, almost tropical storm force winds. This is Thursday morning. We could see, you know, 30, 31 sustained winds right off the coast. You know, throwing some gusts in there, we're talking, you know, pretty hefty. This is Thursday morning. But what they're worried about is, these rain bands. So if you add the rain bands to this, then this is where you start to get these rain trains and just constant rain Thursday mornings. So going to have to really watch that Wednesday and Thursday, these rains, before that low pressure slides away. For sure. So there's your winds Thursday night. So Thursday night, things start to get a little better. So here's y'all cruising. If you're cruising, the good news is Friday, if you're leaving, it might get a little windy leaving the Cape as our low pressure slides by. The good news is, though, is by Saturday, Friday night, Saturday, look at your lows already starting to race away. And it looks pretty good. Now, the other area we're going to start to watch we're going to start talking about it is the other area. But as far as that Florida low goes, when you leave Friday, and if you're going to the Bahamas, it looks like Saturday morning it's not too bad. And here's Saturday, 5 p.m. So you got lucky. I know I got a good buddy going to Coco Cay on Sunday. It looks really good, at least on Sunday. How about that, right? Sunday, 4 a.m. So hopefully, nothing to worry about as our low is long gone, right? Right. That was one big long sentence. So anyway, Westcon, Shark Lab in Bimini. What's that? So there is something in Bimini. Tropical Troubles. Good morning. Weather is cold and windy. It's hot here. Anthony, tornado chances are low right now. They're not talking about a very big severe threat yet. I still think that we're going to see something strong Wednesday night. Anytime you get a squall line off the Gulf of Mexico. Now, there could be some cold air, stable, cooler air maybe, but some of the models are definitely showing the Florida Peninsula possible. Crazy weather setup though, man. All right, so let's talk about the other area. Let's talk about this. This is not an NBES yet. First off, this is not organized yet. They don't have spaghetti models. So if you're looking for spaghetti models on this area, so it's actually drifted a little bit to the west, which means there's a lot of rain coming down Central America right now. Eventually, it's going to get lifted by this little low frontal line this weekend and pull on out of here. So the confidence is pretty high that this thing feels that gap and gets a tug to the northeast. Okay. The good news is, let's look at all the models. The models have backed off a little bit more on development. Here's what the latest GFS shows. Sloppy 1,000 millibar system. So, the rains are going to be there regardless. The rains are coming. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But the good news is the models have started slowing down on development. 1,001 over Bahamas. Now, this is Saturday morning. If you're heading down, to lower Caribbean, obviously, it's a race. Here comes the boat. A lot of times what they'll do is, if you're going to lower Caribbean and you also have a stop at Nassau, what they'll do is flip-flop. They'll move your stop up to Nassau first, let this thing get out of here, and then it'll go down to lower Caribbean. So ships are great about that. So here's Saturday, and then Sunday morning, here's Bermuda up here. So 996, could be something still to watch for Bermuda. This is 999. It's kind of been tangled in that frontal line by now. But very, nothing yet to really get too worked up about. Once it starts moving fast, immediate areas to watch is going to be the rainfall totals. And we can zoom in on that here in a second. I promise. Euro, very, very weak development chances at the moment. What's interesting, even with the Euro, if we look at our little spot here off Florida, which is so weird, it's nothing to worry about. But it is showing, tightening gradient a little bit. 1,004. But again, they're not even marking it, so there's no point even talking about it. So anyway, the latest Euro overnight, very weak system, and it kind of merges it with that front. So really, the good trend has been a slowing down, and a lot of it's because of all this junk happening over Florida and the upper Gulf. If we didn't have that, we might have had a high pressure build over and give this thing time, but this is actually getting pulled into this mess now, and there you go. So overnight, yesterday's run was a little stronger. There's 999 millibar, excuse me, 999. Gets close to Bermuda as a 997. So, but that's the trend. I mean, the latest icon is running now. It ran earlier, weak system over the Jamaica, maybe a little stronger here over the Bahamas. This is early Saturday, not even daylight yet. And it starts to really race it out of here. Here's Saturday morning into Sunday. So, Bermuda looks like Saturday, Sunday. All this area here looks like it's going to be gone midday Saturday, and it's going to start getting up embedded in that frontal line. So there's that. Let's look at the East Coast real quick just to show you this nor'easter kind of setup that's going on with our Florida low. So there again, could get awfully close to the Outer Banks. This is later Friday. Here's Saturday morning. There's, Saturday morning we could see some heavy rains in Massachusetts there, New England area, as that frontal line kind of pulls it in a little bit. It could be a little nor'easter. Man, that pressure down to 976. I don't think we got any snow attached to it. Not quite cold enough. Maybe a little bit up north, but nothing significant. We'll talk about Thanksgiving forecast here in a minute. So let's get back down. Get back down. Let's talk about Jamaica real quick and show some rainfall ideas. Here's rainfall accumulations, and you can see, luckily, the latest GFS misses Ian, but it also brings it in a little bit more Hispaniola there. So it could be some very, very heavy rain in the areas of yellow. That's 10 to 12 inches plus. That's too much rain. Haiti and DR right here. So that would be very bad for them. Last night, GFS keeps it a little bit away from Jamaica. Still several inches, but we're getting some consistency here. 18Z, a little more into Jamaica. But man, that's a lot of rain. So, we're getting some of these crazy numbers here still in the panhandle and showing up, but we're focusing down here on that. So there's that. The latest Euro showing a little more over Jamaica, and that's getting up there to 8, 9, 10 inches right here. So yeah, it's a lot of juice down here. You can kind of follow it where it's going to go. So yeah, you got a big rain event coming, unfortunately, and that's not good for the mountains down there. So far it looks like more it's trying to split the gap there between the islands, but definitely, and the Caymans are on the dry side on that. All right, so let me slow down a little bit. So we talked about a lot of stuff, but I want to get into Thanksgiving here because we got another system brewing that everybody's talking about now that is tricky for next week, and it's too far to know, but we could see a pretty strong cold front coming down early week. Could bring some cold air and maybe some snow. Jewel, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving right now. What's up, Eric? I think we're going to get some sneaky rain tomorrow. Maybe today even. Dan, high winds in Long Island. Well, if that GFS is right, check this out. GFS is really getting close to Long Island. Since we had a question. So the GFS puts it close there. And it's going to be... I don't know. I don't see it. Not too bad. I mean, you have winds more coming in, not towards the coast. So, specifically it'd be Saturday, according to GFS. Oh, that's Euro, excuse me. Saturday on the GFS too, so nothing showing up too significant. Could be sneaky though for Cape Cod area. This is Saturday, early Saturday. Nothing to hype up too much though. I don't want to get in trouble for hyping that up. So, but here's what's coming for Thanksgiving. So this is our next cold front. Here's Tuesday. Big dip in the jet stream here, indicating a cold front. Some of the models had this thing really dipping down, which means cool air coming, cold attic air. But what I'm seeing is a little cutoff low popping in after. So this is Thursday morning. This is what's really got my attention more than anything, is this little cutoff low. Sometimes they can bring some strong storms. And this is kind of what El Nino is doing. We got a jet stream lifting to the north. We got a little more instability to the south. So we'll look at that in depth here. 500 millibar vorticity kind of shows our initial front here with our frontal line. This is basically a frontal line. This is Wednesday night. We'll get into that a little more with timing. But then we're starting to see signs of this little guy popping up here. The 500 or 700 is a little better, I think, showing it there. So this would be your frontal line, basically Wednesday, and then this new little area that keeps popping up that I keep seeing could bring some storms. Thanksgiving Day or Friday. That's a little interesting setup starting to show up. And the GFS is actually showing it too. So we have a little bit of consistency with something trying to get going after Thanksgiving. There you can see it on the GFS Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's just basically a little area of disturbed weather that pops across the Gulf. Maybe into the weekend even. We could see that. So here's, 850 winds. It's just showing you this little area Friday, Saturday, sliding on over. Euro's kind of showing it too. It's a little long way away. This is Thursday. It's starting to brew right here. But there's your initial frontal line. We look at the rain map for timing for Thanksgiving. So our front's rolling down. Here it comes. This is Tuesday morning. Give you an idea of timing. There's Wednesday morning. And then Thanksgiving morning, we could see it lingering. And this is what's going to start trying to brew, a secondary little area out in the Gulf of Mexico. So this could be Thanksgiving morning. Some snow on the backside. Now, yesterday's 12Z was a little more aggressive with the snow. This is the big thing. There's a little bit of polar air coming down. You can see it mixing right here. So that was the question mark a lot of folks had, as we had some snow even down in the Smokies on Thanksgiving morning. So that is something to watch. But what is confident for next week is this front line. This is Wednesday next week. And it could make its way through Florida. Now the GFS is showing some pretty cool temperatures for the southeast on Thanksgiving Day. The Euro is not. But as far as low temperatures go, next week you can see the cool air creeping down, and there would be Thanksgiving time right here. So we could be back down in the 50s again. Nothing crazy, right? I think overnight 00Z was a lot lower. I thought I saw some that were like, oh God, yes. So, but that's the question. How far south? I don't know. This is actually less. So we'll see how far down that goes. But as far as snow goes for Thanksgiving Day, We'll just have to wait and see what that line does. This was the latest. Yesterday's had more. So we'll see what the afternoon models run. But yesterday's Euro showed a little bit, possibly in higher elevations. Not a lot. But we're getting close for the parade. We're going to start seeing, hopefully the parade lovers, the frontal line will be gone by the time the parade comes around Thanksgiving morning. The front line on the latest Euro showing that it would be out of here, maybe out of here. This is Thanksgiving morning right there. So it could be windy, but at least the rain will be gone. This is Thanksgiving morning. And here's that new blob showing up. Very curious about this little cutoff low area right here. This could be a sneaky little storm system for Thanksgiving. And here's the GFS kind of showing you that same little blob coming up. This is that cutoff low for next week. Not the front, but it's a little later. This is Friday. But it shows you the same thing. Lingering frontal line kind of gets going and comes back across. So we'll keep an eye on that. This is midweek. There's your front. There's the leftovers. We'll see afternoon models. But anyway, people like to know what's coming and what could be possibly coming. And that's what's coming. So that's about it. I can't think of anything else. There's been a lot of weather to watch. I'm really curious here what we're going to be seeing. If we get any updated on the storm potential maps. But as far as right now, they're not showing anything too bad. But we'll see. Very curious. So, the zip code thing, SL Sully. Yeah, Shelly shares that a lot. It's right up here. This is the coolest thing ever. This is a National Weather Service. I use it all the time. Just type Oldsmar. Goes right to the National Weather Service site. There's my hometown. Today, rain. Tonight, rain. Wednesday, 50, 50, 40. So, they don't know yet. I'm curious, though, looking at just this Wednesday night, tomorrow night. This has been showing up a lot. We'll see if we get any squall line or anything out of this. But this is Wednesday, tomorrow night. We'll see if this has any potential for storms, Such a weird looking feature over here, though, tomorrow night. And really weird on Thursday when we get this other little low popping up on Thursday. So we could have some storms Thursday morning. So Wednesday night, tomorrow, and then overnight it spreads to the East Coast, and this is going to be really interesting tomorrow. Thursday. This is Thursday morning. So question that. Modeling data, Jeffrey. I always go to tropicaltidbits.com. Good friend of mine, Levi. Weather Nerds is an also great site. I have all these sites up here. If you really want to get tricky, there's Tomer Berg's site, cyclonic weather, gentleman named Alex, College DuPage, have Fox Weather Now, Southwest Florida. Brian McNulty is a great site, but I have these up here, Tropical Weather Updates. But the two I use are Tropical Tidbits and Weather Nerds, and then of course Windy's a really good one too, and I have that embedded. Also have it embedded on the app too, if you'd like to use the app. So yeah, thanks for the question. Okay, we're going to sit back and read comments now. Don't forget, Furman's giving away a free generator. You just got to nominate somebody that you like. Derek West corrects. The Gulf's warm, The cool air, though, above could be enough to limit storms. So, usually when it's cool and, air is stable, because we don't have a lot of sunshine, it's a little harder for storms to get severe. That's why the southern part of the state, might have a little better chance because warmer, a little more instability in the atmosphere because it's still kind of hot down there. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I'm learning with you. What's up, Miss Mary Carol Chapman? Good morning. Hey, I saw your little tomato tree on our Brew Crew page. That was pretty cool. Hey, listen, Cat 5s. All the boxes showed up. We got t-shirts. Year 3, people. So 3rd year Brew Crew. Since we started doing a little Brew Crew thing, we got a lot of folks that are 3 year. So it's a really cool design. I'm excited. I just haven't opened the box, Shelly. I'm always afraid. Oh, Saturday night bonfire, James. Where you at, buddy? I forget where you live. That's right, Miss Katie Haley. We got our cruise page up. What are you waiting on? Call Kim. We just booked one for Christmas. It's a shorter cruise. We're not going to Belize, Shelly, so I did not cheat on you. We always talk about us going to Belize. The whole Mike's Weather Page crew, Phil. So maybe we'll put that on the bucket list for 2025. Belize. But this one we're doing is out of Tampa. It's a 5-nighter, which gets back, I think, on the 2nd. So the girls wanted to go. So they went, Emily's bringing a friend. I'll bring my laptop, I promise. I forgot last time. Lori, yeah, you got some, another weather, nothing serious, though. And it's going to be a fast mover, Lori ride. It'll be quick. It's more going to be entangled in that frontal line, so it'll be windy and quick. So, Candy, we need your 2-year shirt. Well, I think we mail those out, too. Don't we, Shelly? I can't remember now. How do we do that? It's getting confusing. I'll let you and Julie figure it out. We do have a box of year 2s. I just got ordered and had it restock on those. So we do have a year 2 batch going out soon. I think we do it around Christmas time because we like to give everybody their calendars and their koozies and stickers. So I ordered new calendars too. So God, it's confusing. I don't know. I'll let Julie worry about it. I can't. My brain can't take it no more. Oh, Shelly went and checked. Candy, she says you got it. If you didn't, reach out. That means your neighbor got it. If you see your neighbor wearing it. All right, so anyway, there's our cruise page. Listen, call Kim. Her phone number's right here. Miss Kim Shipley. She lives in our neighborhood. She's a great friend. Been friends for years. She works for a company called Travel Max, ranked top 10 in the nation. Very big company, and she is so there for you if you have any questions. So our rates are about 2/3 cheaper than Royal right now, and we lose our pricing in December. So you got about 3 weeks here before you're going to have to pay regular Royal Caribbean prices. So if you're thinking about it, all you got to do is put a deposit down and join the fun. We're capping it at 50. Last year we were right at like 49. It was a perfect number, so we don't want to do any more than that. That way everybody has time to talk and hang out. We're not overwhelmed with people, and give everybody enough time to party and enjoy the cruise. So, but we're getting ready for that. There it is. Anything else we could chit-chat about? I don't think so. Very curious on the weather the next 2 days. I might even head over that way. I don't know. There might be some significant weather coming with flooding. I don't know. I hope not, but these totals over there, 7, 8, 9 inches. I don't think we have a new moon or a full moon. I think we're in a half state. Oh, God, we are. That ain't good. So we're on the other side of a new moon, but still, that adds to the tides a little bit more. It's a waxing crescent moon. Whatever that means. So anyway, we will be live tomorrow. Oh, East Coast, James, East Coast Cocoa area. I think you will be nice. I think Saturday night's going to be nice for you. Yeah, heck yeah. This thing should be long gone. I think. Let's look at Cocoa. I learned my lesson too when I was in Cocoa. Don't say Cocoa Beach. I didn't realize it. Cocoa and Cocoa. Why am I keep clicking the same damn thing? This is what I'm looking at right here. So Saturday night, I think, is going to be all right. Heck yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Holy cow, man. Saturday night, fire pit weather. Saturday night, we should do a fire pit forecast on Wednesdays for the weekend. But look, just for you, James, not a cloud in the sky, in the 50s. The winds will probably be coming in from the Atlantic, which will make it feel a little cooler for you. So how about that? Let's do Saturday night and see, the winds will be coming in. Oh, look at, oh my God, it's a beautiful day, man. Look at that. You better share a picture. So a very nice Saturday night in the low 60s. You'll wake up to the 50s. Maybe. That's the Euro, but overall about the same on the GFS. So low 60s, hopefully, but no rain. Perfect night for a fire pit. Ha. Tracy got softball playoffs in Pompano. Yep, should be fine. Cool. We got 3 minutes. We'll make it to an hour here. So back to the carpet story. You know, we've been dreading this day for 15 years because we knew we needed carpet when we bought the house. I mean, it's good. It's a newer house, but the amount, we went with Empire because I remember the commercial growing up. 588-2300 Empire. Plus, they move all the furniture out for you, but we still have to clean and like take the knickknacks out. So I took my closet. I swear I had no idea. I filled up the bathtub full of clothes that I apparently don't wear anymore. Kind of tucked over the corner, you know. And yeah, you know, like you don't realize the stuff that you put away that you got to move. So we're going to clean the baseboards today. That'll be fun. Not looking forward to that. But then we'll have a good carpet. So a lot of pet stains over the years. You know what that's all. So anyway, carpet's nice in the bedrooms a little bit. So cool. All right, everybody. Well, we will be live tomorrow. And keep an eye on the weather. It's developing. All right. All right, have a great day. Taco Tuesday. If you're eating tacos, cool. We'll be here for Hump Day tomorrow. All right. See ya. Bye-bye.